Hey, my name is Leo. I'm totally excited because today I'm going to do my first video review. I will have a look at the game from pcesar. He played against DoctorLOL. pcesar is 14Q and DoctorLOL is 12Q. And I remember I just recently reviewed another game of pcesar. Let's see. I remember that he did some strategical mistakes. Oh yes, it was a game against John Django. And actually I found several points in the game where pcesar did some wrong decisions from a strategical point of view. So let's see if we find the same thing today. As you can see, I'm using C Goban to do the review. Okay, let's start. pcesar is playing black. And this is totally normal. Actually now, this would be Chinese opening, low Chinese opening. pcesar decided to play here, which is definitely not a mistake. Somehow it's just not the well-known opening formation. White approaches, fine, and black decides not to answer locally, but play for the lower side, which is okay, I think, because with this move, black gets this nice double winged formation on the lower right side, which is very nice. And white continues locally. Black actually defends the corner, and now white plays this 3-space extension. So 2-space would be a bit more normal. This is very solid, very robust. Playing this 3-space extension actually leaves some potential for issues later. So black might either just come here later to threaten to cut white, and if white just defends, then black can play here and make this very nice influence on the right side together with this extension, which would be very nice for black. Or black could also, if black is a little stronger, black could also invade like this, and then if black has, for example, some more stones over here, then white's 2 stones are under severe attack. So as said, 2-space jump would have been a bit more normal. Black continues here. Also, normally, if we have this situation, normally black plays another move like this. So you remember, so this would be just normal Choseki. And you see black has this formation on the right side, which is super solid, super strong. But as played in the game, we have only these 2 stones, and there's 1 more stone missing, which means that later white might have a chance to severely attack from this side. So I don't know exactly which is the best point, maybe something like this or here, but definitely it will be possible for white to make some trouble here later. But anyway, black decides to play for the lower lift, which in general is fine. The thing is, now black has 3 stones on the 3rd line here, and I really don't like this formation. I think it just does not have enough potential for black. It will be really easy for white to later reduce this with moves like these, and then black is super low and only makes this 3rd line, 2nd line territory, and this is something like, even if black gets the whole thing 25-ish points, so it's not a lot. So I really prefer black to have a 4th line move. And white answers, and this, I think now it's really the time to increase black's potential. So black does this exchange, okay, and I think now it's really time to play something like this, because if black has 1 more move here, then black has the potential to make this 5th line territory. This big framework here should be quite scary for white, so I guess white would now think about how to reduce this, maybe with a move like this. Okay, but this is not the game, this is the game. Black played here, and pcesar asked, was this the best point of attack? I wasn't sure where to go, perhaps 1, 2, or 3. So first of all, this is not an attack, so it is just not possible to attack these white stones, because white is on this top side already with 2 stones, and black plays his first move, so it is just not possible to attack white stones. The question is if this is the best approach, and to be honest, I'm not sure. So because white already has this pincer in place, black stone will immediately get under attack. So if white just answers, then this black stone is pincered already, and black has to do something like this to either escape to the center, or maybe make one eye here, but there will be pressure on black stones immediately. So this is why I do not really like this, but prefer to just play the approach move from the other side. And if white just answers in a normal way, and we play a super simple strategy, yes, white makes territory here. It's not solid yet, because still we have these points, or maybe even this one later. But also black is very, very solid on the left side. This is just a strong group, which also prevents white from building something big on this lower left side. So I prefer to play something easy as this. Okay, black played here, white answered. No, that's my variation. What is the game? Oh, white answered here. And pcesar asks, is this a regular move? Any way for me to punish it? I would say it's not the most common move, definitely, but it is still Joseki. I think it's an old Joseki, so there's no real way to punish it. Actually, I don't know why white played it. So that would be a normal continuation for black to jump into the corner. And if this is what white had in mind, then typically next thing is that white cuts here, black extends, white extends as well, black continues, white completely cuts off black stone, and then black can live like this. But if this is the game, then white will build this really huge strong wall here together with this extension stone, and this would be actually really nice for white. So if this is what white had in mind, well done, good idea. Actually, I'm not completely sure. This is just not that common, but yeah, it's not a mistake, and it cannot be punished somehow. This move I don't like, because white will just block here, I guess. Yes. And with this exchange, white is just super strong, the corner is completely solid, and black did not really get a lot with this. So I definitely prefer playing here, and then something like this might follow. Maybe something like this. Or I'm not sure, to be honest. I think this is just okay. But black played this one, and then white blocked and took the corner. Oh, and black plays here, black jumps here. I expected that black plays here for 2 reasons. On the one hand, black now does have one secure eye here on the side, and actually threatens to come here. So if you pincer your opponent's stone like this, this always creates quite some pressure, because now in this situation this stone is under pressure, these stones are under pressure, and white also black also threatens to connect here. So this is why I expected this move. Instead, black played here, jumped. Is it possible to cut directly? So something like this, of course, would be very severe for black. The question is if this is possible. So at the moment, this ladder just works for white, for black. Sorry. So white can take these two stones, but I think this is still okay-ish for black. I don't really like it. Black at least have to keep in mind that later this connection is not totally strong. This stone can be cut later. So this is why I don't really like it. Okay, white just defends like this. This feels a little bit slow to me. White could play something like this. I think it's still impossible for black to go in here. But okay. And then black comes from this side. And this move I do like a lot. Because it is very similar to what I showed before. So before I showed this sequence, which is just the same idea. Starting to build a wall here, and then use this wall together with this extension on this side to build something around this. So I like this idea. And white answered here. Okay, yes, white. Typically, I thought about Hane, but I guess white just doesn't want to give black the sequence like this. So okay, it's okay. And black keeps pushing, and pcesar asks, I'm not sure about these moves. I lose cente for very little influence. You lose cente? Not really. So I think white should just answer here. Oh, okay, this is not a game. Because if white plays elsewhere, then this move is quite painful for white. Because black can start a fight like this. And now if black will be able to capture this stone, then he gains huge profit here. So I think white actually should answer. So from my perspective, this move is fine because yes, you get this influence and you already have the extension. So this is very good potential from my perspective. I like it. Okay, white comes here. Okay. And black answered. Oh no, I don't like this. I'm not sure whether this was just a mistake. So because it looks a bit like you want to play this normal answer, this normal knight's move answer, which is okay if you have the 4/4 stone. But in this case, you have the 4/3 stone. So this is second line. Together with these other low moves here, low stones here, this really does not increase the potential at all. So I would consider this a major mistake, in fact. An easy way to respond would be just to play here. So this is a very calm answer. And if white, for example, decides to make a base on the right side, then black could continue here. And now, yes, white does have a base. He will make an eye here. But still there is some pressure on this white group. So black might continue with something like this. And black made nice profit down here. So I think this is just fine for black. Another option would be to play this knight's move to get a little more on the lower side. And then if white wants to settle immediately, then something like this might follow. And white plays here. Normally black has to play another move here. This is Joseki, but as black already has this, he could immediately put a lot of pressure on this group. So this is very nice. Now black takes the right side and the lower side, and still there is some pressure on white's group, even though white can live at any point in time with the move like this. So I think this one was a big mistake, and white plays here to push black down and even further reduce the potential on the lower side. pcesar says, wasn't sure where to respond. Is this good? It feels really slow to me, to be honest. So because it does not really attack white, it just says, okay, I defend here, and still white can play here to make a base, and there's no pressure on white's group. So I don't really like it. I prefer something like this, like putting pressure on your opponent's groups or stones, because this will allow you to take profit while attacking white. So white now has to do something for his two stones. He has to either escape with these two stones to the center. Actually, there are not many friends in the center, so black has all these black stones here. Or white tries to live locally, and then black will profit and make some territory here and maybe some more here. So I prefer this more active way, attacking these two stones instead of just defending. This is too slow. Yes, and now white says thank you, I'll take the base. And you jump here, which is fine because it still builds some nice, it's not yet territory, but it's very close to becoming territory actually. But it does not put as much pressure on this white group as it would if white has one less stone here. So white also jumps. This is not great because white doesn't get a lot here. I think white could also just make life with a move like this maybe. And black keeps jumping, yes. It's a nice exchange for black. Black gets way more here on this side. And now white comes in. And pcesar says, so he has one piece inside a lot of black surrounding stones. I feel like I really need to punish him here. Yes, I do agree. So this is an overplay. From my perspective, it should not be possible for white to live here. So let's see what you did to kill this stone. First of all, you did not react locally. This is risky, right? Because white could just take the chance and play another move inside. And then this formation is way stronger. Threatens to connect here somehow underneath. And it will be much harder to kill. So I would not spend another move somewhere else. But directly react to this one. What does... Okay, white also answers locally, and now you have the chance to attack this one again. Oh, and you do it with this move. This is not the right way to attack this stone. Because what you try to do, and I will use a picture that one of my Go teachers often used. So this white stone here, it's just like a fish, and you want to capture this fish, and there are two ways to capture a fish. And the one way, and this is actually the one that you try, is to immediately grab it. Try to grab it with your hand. But this is absolutely hard because, yeah, a fish is somehow slippery. It will not be easy to immediately grab it. The much easier way to capture this fish is using a net. So from my perspective, at this point, the only thing you have to make sure is that your opponent will not be able to somehow escape. So you have to strengthen your net at this moment. And that could be a move like this, where you just immediately prevent white from running to the center. You could also actually play something like this and just close the net here. And if white plays here, okay, fine. You can prevent him from connecting, and it will be impossible for white to make two eyes inside of this. But if you attach, so you might remember the Go proverb, do not attach to a weak stone, white will have the chance to get free moves here. So white can play Hane. Okay, that's not white's reaction in the game, but he could play something like this. And then if you try to keep the pressure, to reduce liberties, then white will get free moves like this. So he can play Atari, and then he can jump, for example, here. And now it will be really hard to prevent white from escaping. So attaching is not a good idea because it normally gives your opponents opportunities to take free moves, create a better position, and then either escape or make life somehow. Okay, white played here. Oh, and again you attach. So there was the chance to just block here. It will be still hard for white to make life inside. But you played here again, and white connects. Atari. Ah, yes, and there's an issue, right? So later white will be able to play here, and if you take cut here, and this doesn't work immediately, well, it somehow does, because now the situation is that you can either defend here to not have this stone capture, but then white can play here and come in and destroy your area here, which is already not great. And of course this should not be possible, but it's even worse if white continues here, right? Yes, black blocks, and now we have the situation. We have Atari here, and if black defends, this is a disaster. So like this, white would just capture these two stones. Black connects here, and white just takes. Yes. Oh yes, this is painful. This is painful for white, for black, sorry, because it seems like white will be able to live inside. Yes, another honey, connect. pcesar says perhaps this was a mistake. Let's look into this. So white can now continue here, and this looks almost alive already. So if white adds another move, or what did he play? Or this looks pretty alive already, because black has to cut here, and now white plays here and threatens to connect. Is this possible? Is it possible? Can black cut somehow? So what happens if black plays here? Then white can take this one, this, and here. Doesn't look easy for black. Yes, he can cut here. So let's see. Black can cut here. If white cuts through, black takes this stone. Something like this might follow. White cannot play here because black just takes these two stones. So if white defends, maybe like this, I can make life here, but still white lives up here, so it's not possible to kill this. White has these, has enough space to live. So this is definitely not a good result for black. So this cut doesn't look very promising. What about the other one? If black comes here, yeah, still white can live locally, and no chance to really kill. So black in the game played here, pcesar played here, which threatens to cut obviously, and white just connects, and black plays here, and yes, this is really good result for white. And I guess this, or I would say all this happened because of this move, because of this black's trying to directly capture, directly grab this stone, this fish, instead of just playing something to, and maybe even play here to strengthen this net and prevent white from escaping. Okay, this was a very good sequence for white. Black says perhaps this was a mistake. Well, the thing is, yes, you can attack white stronger locally if you play here. Would it be possible for white to live? Will it be possible? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Yes, 7 lives. White plays the first stone. So white will be able to live anyway. And the thing is, with this move, you will be able to later attack these stones, right? Because you got major damage here on the right side. And if you think that it is not possible to kill white anymore, then this might even be just okay, because you put a lot of pressure on these stones and might get some compensation at the top here. Okay, and now is the time to take the profit on the top side, and black plays here. And says, I wasn't too sad here, I got a lot of influence, and he has many stones on the second line, which is supposedly very inefficient. So now my plan was to make as much influence as possible. Okay, so first of all, yes, these white stones are on the second line, so they do not get a lot of territory, they don't make many points, but actually this was supposed to become black's area, black's territory, so this is a very good result for white, even having all these stones on the second line. And now you play here to get influence. The question is, if you allow white to live here and you get some influence towards the center, will it be enough to build just a big center territory? Because white already has this, which is not a lot of points. This, a big corner here, one more corner here. So you really have to build quite some territory in the center with this influence. Hence, I would rather play a move like this, where you really actually almost capture these two white stones and severely attack this one. And if black will be able to capture this one as well, then the profit is huge here. So white has to run out, and like this, black again will be able to get some profit, like either make some more profit here, take this one, or maybe even build a wall here to build something on the lower side. So I prefer something like this, but you decided to get your influence, and white plays here to settle his stones at the top, and black in fact does not really attack, but just builds the influence. White plays here to live. I figured this move would give me Sente. I think it's just not necessary, so white will cut, yes, and take. So black could also just play here, right? This also forces white to somehow connect, and you don't have to waste the stone. Now black plays here, but I think now it's too late. White is too strong here already. White can just connect. Yes. This typically is not very nice. You have these two stones, and you already have a white stone at the head and a white stone at the tail of this group. Typically, we try to prevent this. So maybe just something like playing here immediately. Not sure, actually. Okay, so black builds this big wall towards the center. So now you have your influence, and the question is how much of this area can be actually turned into black territory. Let's see, yes. Oh, white plays another move. This has to be a mistake for my opponent, right? The question is there something for black if white does not play this move? So if white, for example, plays here to reduce black's influence to potential, is there something? This is nothing. Something here. I don't really think so. So yes, I do agree. There was no reason for white to play another move here. And of course, this is a big difference because now, yes, now black can play here to build this. And now this starts to become something big. So if black gets all this, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something like 40 points here. So this is really big. So now white really has to reduce this somehow. Yeah, as I just said, I think white has to make sure that this does not get any bigger. So I prefer playing a move like this. So because now black gets one line less territory, white gets one line more, and in total this will be a big difference in the end. But white plays here, which is a bit slow, and black takes this one, and pcesar says, really not sure about this move, I just guessed it here. What would be the most effective options for attack here? The question is whether black really has to attack. So let's assume black just jumps to build his territory. Let's do an let's count and see who's going to win if the game just continues like this. So white has quite some territory here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like 17 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another 16 is 43. 50-ish on the left side. 50 plus another 5 points, 6 maybe. 6 points here, 56. Then we have 1, 2, 3. Another 7 points here, and maybe 8 more here. So something like 70 maybe for white. And for black, we have now this center with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this should in fact be 50 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 28. 28 to 30 points at the bottom. And we have Komi, so it's still a close game, but I think it is possible for black to just play here because will be possible to further increase this center And also on the lower side, there still is some potential left for black to increase this. I think it's not possible to do a risky attack, and yeah, I think black can just play the easy way at this moment. Yes, and white plays here, and of course black now has to decide where to defend, and defends just here, and that means that this stone is useless. It's just captured. So this was not a great idea. The question is if black can play here to destroy white's territory on this left side. And the question is if black can deal with this cut. And I'm not sure actually. This is quite severe, because there's still a cuts here, and this black group will get under attack. And if you play something like this, then the game is totally open, because now the question is whether white finds a good way to deal with this situation. It is super complicated for white as well, but it's just unnecessarily complicated, I would say. Okay, so black defends. Okay. Again, this one. This is just not good shape, right? You have only 2 liberties left for your 2 stones, so we normally try to prevent a situation like this. Hence, I would not play here, but just continue with a move like this. Okay, but white doesn't want to put the pressure on black. Oh. Okay, white is starting to give presents. No need to play that actually. White can just continue here. And again, we have these 3 stones, only 3 liberties left, very bad shape. This is way better for white. And there's nothing here actually. So this is totally fine, or also this one doesn't mean any trouble for white. Okay, black plays this now. Not necessary, but okay. Is this possible? Can't white just cut? I think white can. So black could try this, but on the one hand, white can severely attack these 3 stones, and there's still this cut. So if black defends here, there's still this cut, which is also annoying. So this looks risky to me. I don't say white will definitely be able to easily capture, but it looks risky. But white feels quite okay with the game, it seems, and just defends. All right. Well, as played, this looks very nice for black, because you remember that we counted some time ago and it was relatively close. Now black significantly increased his territory here, so this should be at least another 15 points maybe, and even kind of reduced white's left side. So now the game looks really good for black. So the only thing for pcesar now is to keep things easy, defend his center territory, and get to an end. I still take a lot of influence. Do I really have as much advantage as I think I do in this game? Yes, I think you really are ahead. So there's no reason to make complicated situations, right? You don't necessarily have to cut here, because there still is this cut here, And if white have this stone, this B stone, then white may be able to get some strength here, or maybe somehow connect to this group, and there could be a tough fight at the bottom. So there's just no need to make things complicated in a situation like this. Actually, I think it could be okay for black to just defend. Yes, white will jump in here, but as long as black keeps this and this lower side, I think the game will just be okay for black. Let's see, you cut, white plays here. I don't really know why. These are bad exchanges for white. So there was quite some agi here before. And now white completely removed it. Thank you, white. And jumps here to prevent you from increasing the territory on the lower side. Okay, you build your center territory, that's fine. Wow. The game looks really good for black now. So now you can play really easy moves. So just make sure you get your territory. If you get this, you will win with a big margin. So maybe something like this, to just connect these stones. This is an easy win. What did you play? Oh, you played this. You played attach here. And you say, I feel this was my biggest mistake in this game. Perhaps A or B would have been better. For sure, yes. Yes, because as just said, if you play here, this is totally fine as well. This game is really easy. You just get your center territory, you get your corner, and white gets the left side and the top and the right, but this will not be enough for white. So let's have a look at the score estimator. Yes, this is plus 70 for black. So you will win with a big margin. Might not be 70, but with a big margin. This is a super easy game. But if you play here, then things become complicated, because now white can immediately cut and maybe cut once more and create a complicated situation. Not sure if this is the best way. Maybe something like this, or first go here and see where black defends. The thing is, white will be able to do something, because you enable him to make the game complicated, and you don't want the game to be complicated. If you're winning, you want to be it as easy as possible. So I do agree that this was a big mistake. Oh, but white gives you another chance to just defend. So you can just defend here and everything is fine. Everything is as just said. Oh, but you don't. You really want to capture this stone and make another 5 points here, which is again a big strategic mistake. As I said at the beginning, I wanted to have a look whether you do these wrong decisions again, and yes, you do here. So you're winning with a big margin. You don't have to fight for additional 5 points somewhere, but just have to make the game as easy as possible and easily win. Let's see how this continues. Yes, now white cuts, and now things get complicated, because now white is in and you have to somehow prevent white from taking all this away. So you probably have to play a defensive move like this to save at least this part of your territory. And you play this one, which kind of just forces white to go deeper into your territory. Yes, and now white can jump or just keep crawling, and this is really painful for black. Atari, white could also directly jump. This is so painful for black, because you cannot really prevent him from taking all this away. And now the game is close again, right? If you remember the counting. It's still okay because you got some more points here, but it gets closer again. And we still have some potential for trouble here with the remaining cuts. This is the game. Black defended here. Okay. And now white jumps, yes. And this is so painful. Oh. And black cuts. Black now wants to fight, so you feel desperate. Okay. I totally do understand that. And now the game is totally open. If you start a fight here, then whoever wins this fight locally will have the better situation in the end. And it looks like white will get the better result. Yes. Okay. So you captured these, but white got this. It's not that white is clearly ahead now, from my perspective. It still looks okay for black. So if you prevent white from cutting here and just take your territory here and this, that could still be enough for black. Let's have a look at the estimator. Yes, it still says black plus 30. This is not completely correct, but I think black will still just win this game. So what happened? You try to defend like this. White plays here, takes these 2 stones. Okay, that's not big. That's not that big. Okay, you defend here. Okay. Okay. Ah, yes, and this one. Yes, this is a nice move your opponent found here. Because you cannot just defend here, right? Because white can continue. Oh, yes, this is the game. White can continue here, and black can save these 5 stones playing here, which is painful. If black does it like this, this is Atari, and then white will be able to connect here and capture these stones here, which is huge, of course. Or is there a way to live here? A black plays here, white can block this one. This looks pretty alive. This would be okay. So how to kill? If white doesn't allow black to take the eye here, what happens if black just plays here? Yes, I think this is enough. Not enough space to make 2 eyes. This looks dead. Yes, so white has to prevent black from playing here. Yeah, super painful. Okay, white played it the other way around and connected. Yes, ouch. Black takes this one, but yeah, black can't live. Black can't live. You can connect here, but this is just that, right? Okay, white threw it in the stone and then played this one, which means that this group is just that, and I think this finally decided the game, right? So what happened here? Last ditch effort, now it's endgame time. I would appreciate general comments on mistakes, but I don't really want too much help from here on after. Okay, so seeing that this video is already quite long, I think I will just stop here. Let's go to the very end. And what is the result? The result is white wins with 27.5 points. Wow. Yes, and of course this is this region here. So if you quickly count, is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 stones. So this is already 25 points here, plus the reduction here. So this is the reason why white won in the end. So this sequence down here, starting with white's move here, which is actually very nice. Black could have defended like this and set up this situation, which is cool, I think. I think black, yes, cannot defend here, so black has to take. So you could have set up this huge ko, but you did not. You defended here and then lost this group, and that's why your opponent in the end won this game. Thanks a lot. It was a very interesting game. I think I found 1 or 2 points where you could rethink your decision. Maybe next time you will react differently. So I wish you good luck for your next games. Thanks for watching.